Hey guys, first Regardsman here, and I'll be talking about a double-edged relic heroic chainsword double stomp assault build to beat the piss out of any Tyranid in your way, pretty much. So this is the other heroic chainsword. Now, a lot of people love this one. It has a 20 strength, 4+ speed, 10 cleaving potential, and the heroic perk effect here is called Fist Fight. You can perform an additional heavy attack after a quick punch. Also, a front kick is replaced with a quick punch, and all heavy attacks deal 15% more damage. Now, this one actually makes your stomps do a ton on top of your heavy attacks, so this is actually a pretty strong weapon, I'm not gonna lie. Like, maybe I was sleeping on this one a little bit. I did put this a bit lower in my tier list, mainly because it's gimmicky compared to the heroic chainsword that I do think is much better. But that being said, you can still put out a ton of damage on operations and hard strats of this thing, and this weapon's also just pretty fun in general. Now, for the perk tree setup, I do start off with the perk here, Armored Strength. You have armor remaining, melee damage increases by 10%. Then I move here into the perk Crushing Heal. Enemies hit by stomp deal 30% less damage for 4 seconds. The cooldown is 10 seconds. Now, I'm mainly taking this top row here for like pure damage, because if you have armor remaining, you will do more damage than you would down here with like Perpetual Strength. But if you want like the CHP recovery, a swift recovery, you can definitely do that. Like, this is still a very strong perk here. This like first two perk options here, this is just up to you. Next perk here is Perpetual Strength, down here Perpetual Strength again. Then I go here into the perk Reverberating Impact. Stomp AoE radius increases by 50%. This is a double stomp build, so you pretty much always pick this up. I mean, honestly, guys, these stomps are so strong on this thing that you can actually stomp a Neurothrope and a Zoanthrope out of the air. The stomp hitbox is actually both vertical and horizontal, so just keep that in mind. This is a very good anti-air tool as well in this weapon. Next perk here is Combined Onslaught, down here to the perk Heavy Onslaught, because of this will up all of our heavy attack damage even further. And then we pick up the perk here, Trampling Stride. After performing a stomp, hold the attack button to perform an additional stomp. Now, with this weapon, you have to hold down your attack button immediately after the first attack, and then you'll receive the first stomp, and then you'll get another one. It's exactly how it sounds, but there is a slight delay, so just keep that in mind. Once you perform the actual stomp, then hold your button down, you'll get the other one. Next perk here is Hard Target, over here into the perk Majora's Slayer for more Majora's damage, though alternatively, you could pick up Minora's Slayer and the perk down here, Extremis Slayer. Now, for the secondary, I do take the newly buffed Firepower Plasma, really just like the Plasma in general. All the common shots on the Plasma Pistol got buffed up this patch, and now the contested health recovery of these weapons is actually quite high without the charge shots, and because of that, we don't really need the Rate of Fire Plasma anymore as much as we used to. I mean, it's still a strong option, don't get me wrong, but like the Firepower Plasma, the common shots here will get you back a ton of contested health, a really strong option in the game, and also we can build a bit differently these days, starting off with the perk here, Plasma Collection, going here into the perk Rapid Cooling. Then I pick up Plasma Collection again, Blast Radius for more charge shot radius. Then we go here into the perk Perpetual Velocity, which you pretty much always want. Moving down to the perk Plasma Collection, and then this is where it gets a bit different. So first up, we take Blast Radius here into Retaliation for a 25% damage buff for 10 seconds on a perfect dodge. And we pick up Divine Might. Now, your gun is actually more ammo efficient for damage if you take just like your common shots to the enemy instead of a charge shot, even with efficient charge. But the charge shots are a overall higher DPS, so just keep that in mind. But like your common shots, guys, they're pretty strong in the game now, and they're also pretty ammo efficient. They're also very good at getting back your contested health, like I mentioned before. So definitely use those these days. It's a very good like pinch option if you're about to like lose your HP or something, so just be aware of that. Now, for the perk tree here, we do start off with the perk Overcharge. Damage from held and charged melee attacks increases by 25%. This is a 25% multiplicative melee damage buff to your stomps, your punches, pretty much everything on this weapon, as a heavy attack weapon, so you definitely want this perk. It ups your damage dramatically. Next perk here is Consecutive Execution, killing 7 enemies in rapid succession restores equipment charged by 1. The cooldown is 90 seconds. Now, a 90-second Melt-A-Bomb, Pyroblast Canister, Crack Grenade, these will solve a lot of problems for you, because the big issue with this build sometimes is just anti-air, even without your stomp. So for that reason, having the option to get your equipment back over and over for things like Zoanthropes or Terminators, a really good option for that. Next perk here is Knowledge of the Enemy. Melee damage increases by 15% against Majoris or Extremis level enemies. This is just a nice damage buff here. I mean, you could take Active Attrition here. It's also very strong, but it is up to you. I just prefer this one. And if you really want like pure survivability here, you can even swap to like Defense Mechanism and Perseverance. That is up to you. Now, the next perk here is Strategic Strikes. All team members deal 20% more melee damage against Extremis and Terminus level enemies. We are going for full damage here, so definitely grab this. And the next perk here is honestly just so god tier. You take it on every build in the Assault ever now. This is called Furious Strikes, hitting enemy with an attack after after a jump pack dash, which was jump pack's ability to charge by 1. The cooldown is 10 seconds. Now, this perk gives you so much utility on the assault class. It's actually absurd how strong this actually is, because basically, if you take the perk down here, Commitment, and you get a perfect dodge off your jump pack dash with or without Wings of Flame, you will then be able to do a dash attack after that, and now you have a free jump pack. And a free jump pack means a free ground pound. It means another free jump pack dash for Wings of Flame. This is such a good perk for like gap closing and just overall utility that you always pick this up. I'm honestly shocked that this perk even exists in the game, but I'm glad it does. Next perk here is Wings of Flame, a jump pack dash. It damages enemies on trajectory and always works as a perfect dodge and dodging an attack. The thing about the heroic double-edged Relic Chainsword is that you can go pretty much immediately off a dash attack into your stomp with this weapon, so having the Wings of Flame there to like for a gap close with Furious Strikes here, so like you go into the enemy with Furious Strikes, you get that lunging attack, and then you trigger the Wings of Flame damage on the enemy you hit, and then you immediately go into like a light or a heavy into a stomp on the double-edged Relic. That is almost always enough to just body any Majoris in the game, so really powerful perk combo. Wings of Flame in general is just super strong. Next perk here is Arrow of Grace. After a perfect time dodge using a jump pack dash, you will deal 30% more damage for 10 seconds. I mean, this is a 30% damage buff to both your ranged weapon and your melee weapon, so really easy to have up, and a 10-second uptime on a perfect dodge happens all the damn time in this game, especially against Chaos Spawn and Tyranid Warriors. Final perk here is Commitment, a perfect time dodge using a jump pack dash for his jump pack's ability charge. This perk is pretty much mandatory on all top tier assault builds these days. The thing about the Commitment perk is that it will give you a free animation cancel for free, basically. Free animation cancel for free. My point is that any jump pack dash in Space Marine 2 now will animation cancel anything you're doing. So one of the biggest negatives of the balanced Chainsword is the awkward parry window here, but Assault is the only class in Space Marine 2 that can actually animation cancel out of a balanced parry window in the middle of the parry animation, so a really strong option to circumvent that, so you pretty much always pick up Commitment because this just gives you a ton of utility, and that's pretty much all there is for the main build here. Now, for our Prestige perk tree, I do take an Yielding of first. When charging a ground pound, you become invulnerable to damage for 3 seconds. This is another amazing utility perk. Basically, all you have to do is just hold down your attack button for like 2 seconds on the ground pound, and you're invulnerable the entire time. You can actually time it to be invulnerable the entire trajectory of your ground pound, so really strong option. Next perk here is Fortitude for health increase of 15%. Then I move here into the perk Practice Aim for more range damage, and the final perk is, of course, the S tier Prestige perk Hammer of Wrath. After using your jump pack, you take 30% less range damage, do not lose control of heavy hits, and cannot be knocked back for 15 seconds. This perk has completely power crept Adrenaline Boost. Adrenaline Boost is a strong perk. This one is just godly. A 30% range damage reduction for using your class ability at all is insane on its own, but also a 15-second uptime with hyper armor attached to that is just kind of insane in Space Marine 2. You always take this. In fact, this perk used to be where Furious Strikes is now, and they added this perk in, which is another S tier perk, and they put this one for free in your Prestige perk tree, so pretty much always pick this up, and that is basically all there is for this build, guys. At some point I'll probably make a double-edged Relic guide because this weapon is actually a little complicated on the combos, but hopefully the gameplay I'll show will give you an idea of how to actually use this weapon. But that is all I have to say in this one. Hopefully this build guide helped you, and if you like content like this, subscribe for more. And if you want to catch me live to ask me questions about the game or just come hang out, you can find me here on YouTube or on Twitch with a link in the video description. I'll set a link to my community Discord. I also want to say a special thank you to my channel members. You guys have been super supportive, and I really appreciate that. And as always, thank you for watching. Take it easy. Bye. Oh, I killed him. It's unfortunate. Lost the jump back over that. It'll come back. It'll come back to us.
This galaxy is not yours to the power.
Ow. What's up, Queen Cat? Ow. Oh, we're fine. You know, it's funny. I'm pretty sure the White Scar's Chainswords the White Scar's Chainswords, in my opinion, the better of the two stomp options, but this one's definitely more fun on the gimmick than that one is. What I mean by that is, it's a more entertaining stomp weapon. Even if the block charges are obviously a bit better. I think I'm too greedy for block weapons. I want mainly at one shot because I want 2 for armor. They have the biggest learning curve. They definitely do. A relic. Well, you stomp the neuro throw. That's what it's all about. It's the stomp. It's the beat the shit out of Tyranids build. You kick the hive mind down a flight of stairs. It's all about. All right. That was a little bit out. A little bit further than I thought it was gonna go. Is there something trick to get the side of the chain to proc the second ground pound? I mean, all you do is just hold the button again. That's what I do.
This tide of Xenos is
Looks like they need to copy a fraction of the Dreadnought stomp. It's true. Takes a heavy perk investment to get like 1/50th of the Dreadnought's damage. Alright, where's this? I got a boss spawn here, you never know. Ooh, a melt bomb.
Resources acquired.
I actually forgot we took equipment regen this time. I gotta say, the Salamander Champion Cave definitely like brings out the Kakarodons. Though I'm not sure how often they'd actually wear a cave. It gave me 2 Neurothrows, so that's just rude. Oh, I just completely wasted that. The nice thing about Wings of Flame on this build is you can go immediately from your jump into your stomp. Look at that. That's that newly buffed plasma pistol damage there. The common shots get you back a lot of contested health now. Do you reckon Focus will go full live service as Space Marine 3? That would make the most sense. As a company, that would make the most sense. But companies don't always do what would make the most sense, so we'll see. If I buy the Veteran Shroud, right Pauldron cosmetic, can I use it on my Tech Marine? No, not. I'm afraid to say. I'm 99% confident of that, I should say, because they did change the Pauldrons a bit, but I vividly remember not seeing that. Dang, thank you guys. No problem, brother. Okay. Well, we got rid of both boss spawns already, so I'd say doing pretty well. I'd say absolutely, but the heavy bolters is so good, that fencing window. All the bolters are actually pretty good this patch. Tactical's damage after the new damage calculation is just kind of insane. Like, he has so many bugged perk interactions. Track and penetrator rounds is like the most bugged perk to ever grace face ring 2, I swear to God. That thing has so many interactions, it should not work with it, but do.
There is no going back, brothers.
The body damage is so much better, it definitely is. I shouldn't try to charge up there. The stomp reach is so high, yeah. So the vertical hitbox of the stomp with the reverberating impact. So just like a Xenophase blade, the angle is actually vertical as well. So on a stomp build, you don't actually have to. You don't actually have to do shit with your gun sometimes against zone throws. You can just stomp them out of the sky. Like guys, a lot of range guys. Rather than having people still play Darktide. Darktide is a very dedicated community. Always has, always will. Alright. So far so good. I try to play Assault, it's just not been for me. I mean, you don't have to play the... Thank God there are 6 other classes in the game for every type of player. You don't have to play Assault if you don't like them. There might be an ability if you haven't tried them, though. You don't have to play Wings of Flame either. Like, some people like Zealous Blow more. Is Dark Tide worth it if you enjoy Space Marine 2? It depends what part of Space Marine 2 you enjoy. If you like the timing and like build diversity portion, the build diversity in Dark Tide is much better. The game itself is also much more complicated. It has a much better melee system, but it's less cinematic, I would say. It can be cinematic. Like Dark Tide at this point in its life cycle is kind of like a visual clusterfuck compared to this one. And you also can't really see your outfit. Like the character customization is not that great visually. It's okay. It's not bad. Like it's still very obviously 40k. The game isn't like super ugly or anything. The melee system just looks awful in Dark Tide. Definitely can be. Definitely can be pretty awful sometimes, but the melee system itself is way better than this game's in terms of like actual mechanics. Yeah, more fun than Vermintide 2 than Dark Tide. Dark Tide's a little more clusterfucky. That is for sure. Well, there we go. What fun was he shooting? Okay. You gotta use your stomp, guys. You gotta use your stomp as like an AoE ranged attack, really. Because like on this weapon, your stomp does quite a lot of damage, so
That is how we will rise to meet our
gotta keep
foes.
punching them. Very good gameplay. Thank you, brother.
The Tyranids seem to know you're close. They are
I
amassing
appreciate
in the
that.
fortress. Let them gather. It will only result in more losses for them.
Maybe buff Zealous Blow slightly. Perhaps it's already strong. I mean, it is strong. It's just Wings of Flame is so strong right now, especially for operations and hard strats, that I don't know if you really could. I don't know what you would have to do to Zealous Blow. You have to up the enemy density, because like Zealous Blow is an infinite scaling perk, but now Wings of Flame is so strong that I don't think it matters. What's a good melee alternative to the Heavy Fist on Blower? I'm actually making a video about this, but Power Axe is great. I was thinking of people hitting a wave 103 on Siege. I think some team did that with some bug. I didn't check what it was though. Either there's like a damage. Well, we already know there's a damage bug in the game, which is cracking penetrate rounds. But I imagine there's another on top of that. Oh.
Searching for target.
Excuse me? Is it like fucking no damage? Okay.
See how the filth suffers and spews its vileness towards us. We must not get close to its a pure shot. This is how we burn away the infection.
Gonna mess up them guns with the big boy cannons. Yeah, you fire the last cannon at a Hormigaunt. I'm sure that won't be overkill at all. Yeah, I was trying out playing without Furious Strikes the other day, and I gotta say, like, all assault builds just feel better with that perk. It is just so useful. Doesn't even matter if you're using Wings of Flame or not. It's just such a value perk. The fact you just get free jump packs is kind of insane. That makes all builds better, like ground pound. There are a couple of things I think should just be built into the assault, because without them he feels severely hampered. I can just stop that their own reinforcement call. Nice job, guys. Alright, so a bunch of snipers up here. Oh god. I miscalculated there a little bit. Of course, that had to give me like the worst one. And triple snipers there is kind of annoying. Overkill and 40k need a better duo. Sure.
Once we activate the auxiliary generators,
Hard siege is genuinely impossible for a random 3-stack trying to hit wave 25 since players wanting the objective in the data vault. Dude, that's what I was saying the other day, is that, like, there's no way that, like, random players that don't know, like, the ins and outs of, like, you gotta spam your tech priest, you gotta use the tactical, you gotta spam grenade launcher, you have to buy out the turrets. If you don't know that shit, you're not getting the wave 25 ordeal. It's just not happening. Then you have to do it with a 3-stack. As a minimum, a 2-stack and, like, one guy. That's how I did it. That's how I did the 5 wave 25s. But, like, for a casual player, that shit is genuinely impossible. That is actually out of the scope of the player base, I think. They get too tanky. Now, the whole point of the new Siege Mode update was to make more build diversity, but the build diversity actually feels worse right now because it's like, okay, do you have a tactical on your team? No? Well, I hope you like slamming your head into a brick wall. The enemies being that brick wall.
Sanctified. Targets us with poison. Once we activate the auxiliary generators, we shall rouse the last cannons.
You can do normal siege waves 25 and it counts for the wave 25 hard siege ultra grind reveal. Is that true? I'll make a video about that if it is, but is that actually true? Alright, now I gotta deal with the bio war. Awesome.
It spews its vileness towards us.
Let's complete the challenge that way? Okay.
Energize the last cannons and rain fire down on these foul creatures.
Yes, FPG, but you must start from wave 1 or it doesn't count? Okay.
Cannons ready. Unleash holy fire. The abomination targets us with poison.
Survey skull detected. Synchronization complete. Cannons ready.
I shall be dead first.
There you go. Man, he actually aimed at where I was going, that son of a bitch. How dare he?
Our path is clear. May the Emperor guide our attack on the towers, Captain Akaran. Take the shot on those damn
Just check for yourself. I can't check for myself. I already have the already have it all completed. We actually did all the hard ways, which is kind of maybe that was a waste of time then. How unfortunate.